The Propcast on the Sports Game Podcast Network is brought to you by Calcium, a real money printing sports. Calcium is available in every state. Also, get $2 free for signing promo code SGPN. That's Calcium promo code SGPN. And welcome everyone to the Propcast here on the Sports Game Podcast Network. Currently Thursday afternoon, February 19th, around 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Reichel. Once again, joined by Adam Rosenberg. Together, we're going to break down the NBA props for Thursday's card. We're finally back. The All-Star weekend happened. Nobody really cared. But either way, we are officially back.
Absolutely nobody cared.
People said that the All-Star game itself wasn't that bad, yet the final game was basically over in the first 3 minutes. But either way, point is, All-Star weekend's over. It's been about a week off, and now the NBA is back. Hockey, of course, still in the Olympics, but either way, we have some games to talk about, so we have some props to talk about. Adam, how's it going with you? What's up?
What did I say right before we got on here when we haven't talked in a bit?
Yeah, it's been a while.
No, but what did I say?
You said, is our friendship only based on gambling and sports? And the answer is yes, of course.
Yes. Yeah,
yes.
All right. So
you take that out of the equation and we have nothing in common.
Yeah. Well,
so.
Well, I'm glad it's good to be back. And to Joe's point, these ladies need to get their shit together.
Yeah, they're now 1-0 to Canada. I know that they were like minus 600, I think.
600, yeah. They were.
The only regret I have is not taking the under in a gold medal game, but it is what it is. But either way, we'll see how the third period shapes up. Anyway, before we get into the actual props that we have for Thursday, a reminder that if you want to get access to all of our free picks and podcasts for SGPN, check out the SGPN app. Free to download in the App Store. Once again, all of the shows, all of the picks, all the podcasts available in one easy location. Download the SGPN app for nothing. It's absolutely free on the App Store. So moving on into the actual props that we have for the Thursday NBA card. Adam, what's going to be your first prop for the show?
Well, I just put this in at the buzzer. Derek Queen? What's his name?
Yes.
All right, great. Well, Derek Queen, I'm going to go with his under. You guys all know, I know these players are. I'm a Mr. NBA guy, as you guys know. Under 11.5 rebounds and assists. Under. Sorry, people, you're not watching. That's why you got to tune in to watch so you can see people comment on my sweater.
I think Joe was onto something, but I think I kind of just hit the right note that I'm going with.
No, I think so too.
Yeah.
Under 11.
By the way, if you're not reading the comment section, Adam's wearing a sweater, and I'm saying that he looks like he's about. It's a big sweater, and I just said it looks like he's playing an acoustic guitar at a local coffee shop open mic. So there you go.
It's great in Seattle.
In Seattle. There you go.
All right, back to my standard uniform.
Derek Queen, something.
Derek Queen under 11.5 rebounds and assists. He's under this in 8 of his last 10. He is under this in his only game against Milwaukee. I assume that everybody's playing for Milwaukee, right? No?
Well, Giannis is still out, but besides that, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I can totally get into this. Whatever. Miles Turner can catch a rebound, right? He can do this. There's some guys here that'll do some damage. So yeah, give me the under 11.5. It's plus 104. I like it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I actually think I might have messed up for my first prop because I had the same game as you, and they don't play today. So they play
on Friday.
They play on Friday.
Well, hold on. Then let me come up with a new prop.
Once again, I have a Bucks play, so I made the same mistake you did.
Let's try this again. Start this again. So we're off to a bad start, but new game, new thing. Let's do. Sorry about that. All right, whatever. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do Keyshawn George. All right, this guy actually at one point was going to be most improved player. Is that the other guy? Say the other George.
No, Keontae was the one who was going to be most improved. Keyshawn's not bad though. He's on the Wizards. He's not bad.
All right. No, I know which team he's on. Anyway,
I'm saying Keontae's on the Jazz.
Well, I am going to take his under. So we're going to go under 8.5 rebounds and assists for him. He has not hit this since January 30th. I don't really care that his minutes have stayed the same, 24. Also, Indiana surprisingly very good against shooting guards. They actually they get it going here. He's also just, like I said, he's under in 5 straight. Let's kind of just take one look at how he is against these types of defenses. I remember betting on him a lot last year.
Yeah.
He's actually been terrible against bottom defenses. Kind of hilarious.
Well, you're already locked in, so you got to make a case.
I'm locked in. I'm locked in on this one. We're going with Mr. Keyshawn George under 8.5 rebounds and assists.
Yeah, so I made the same mistake you did. I initially had a play from a game that wasn't happening tonight. I actually had Miles Turner, which I guess in hindsight's a good thing because I actually liked an over on Miles Turner, which would just break the entire universe because I've been roasting him for about 5 straight years. So I guess that's the universe's way of telling me you're not taking Miles Turner. So instead of that, I'm going to go to the same game, though. I am going to take Bub Carrington. I'm going to take his over 9.5 points. So that's the thing. I'm not the biggest Bub Carrington guy, but I like the matchup. Indiana defensively is really bad against point guards, as they're allowing the 5th most points per game to opposing point guards. His points are at 9.5. He's had at least 11 points in 8 of the last 10. The minutes have been there. I mean, he's not playing a ton, but he's playing around like 24 minutes a game, give or take. And the Wizards, we know, are sitting Trae Young. They're sitting Anthony Davis. They're just going through the motions at this point. It's a tank ball game. These teams are terrible. But you're looking at his numbers. They have been pretty good in terms of this actual prop. He has scored at least 11 points once again in every game besides 2 over the last 2-3 weeks. And once again, he has been good against Indiana. He has scored at least 11 points against the Pacers in 4 of his last 5. Give me Bub Carrington over 9.5 points and -120. That's my first play for the show. Moving on to your second play, Adam. What do you like?
You froze.
Oh, sorry. I was asking you when did I freeze at?
The last time you said Bub Carrington.
Yeah, so Bub Carrington over 9.5 points is going to be my first play for the show. Adam, what's going to be your second play for the show?
Really just checking on. Yeah, he's out, and I don't really care. I'm just coming up with plays on the fly. Jalen Johnson, you know him?
Yeah, I have him as my second play as well.
Oh wait, what? Hold on.
I messaged you all my plays like 4 hours ago.
Let me just see. Oh, okay, well these are we have similar plays. Whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
I'm going for the ceiling on him. I think he has a monster game without Embiid.
So do I.
Okay, cool. Over 42.5 PRA plus 106 on Novig.
Yeah, so I'll
you
just
can
do
give
my
your half of the cap too.
Yeah, I just did the rebounds. I got the 10.5 rebounds at -109. He's had at least 11 rebounds in 8 of the last 10 games. He's had at least 11 rebounds in 6 straight road games. So his numbers on the road have actually been very good in terms of rebounding. And the Sixers are allowing the most rebounds per game to opposing power forwards. You said before Embiid is out. I'm not sure who's going to guard him. Maybe Barlow, maybe Oubre. Good luck with that. I think that Okonkwo can be a bit underwhelming when it comes to rebounding at times. Of course, they traded away Porzingis in the Kuminga trade, who's injured. So I do think it's a good opportunity for Jalen Johnson to, based on the spread, probably play 37-plus minutes in this game. So based on the usage, based on the rebounding numbers, and based on Philly's awful numbers defensively in terms of opposing rebounding for power forwards, I like the matchup. Give me Jalen Johnson over his 10.5 rebounds at -109. So before we get into the other props that we have for the show, a reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, Kalshi. So it's a real money prediction market available in every state. They have tons of options for trading on your favorite sports. You can also check them out for stuff that's not sports related. They have politics, entertainment, and even the weather. And if you want to check out Kalshi and you're new to the platform, get $20 for free when you sign up with the code SGPN. That's Kalshi, K-A-L-S-H-I, code SGPN for a free $20 to sign up at Kalshi. We're also brought to you by Rebet. So Rebet is the #1 social sportsbook and casino out there. It's available in a bunch of states, 35 plus, including Texas and California. Also, when you sign, what?
I just said #1. Sorry,
I didn't get the reference. I didn't get the reference there.
I watched Borat.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, that's just a classic. Yeah. Great success. But great either success. Way, once again, plus you get 100% purchase match up to $100 when you use the code SGPN. That's Rebet promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finished going through our first couple of props for the Thursday card. Time to move on into the other plays that we have. Adam, what's going to be your third play for the show?
We talked about it before, but I'm going to fade B-Ball Paul against these New York Knicks. I think I'm going to do B-Ball Paul is Paul Reed, by the way.
Yep. Who's now the starting center for Detroit because both Duran and Stewart are still suspended.
Correct.
So
Let me see. Do I want the rebounds and assists, or do I want the under PRA? I think I want the rebounds and assists. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is hot. Okay, cool. We're gonna go with Paul Reed under 11.5 rebounds and assists. This Knicks team, again, first of all, they're the best in the league at preventing assists from the center. They're top 10 in rebounding. And Paul Reed, even as the main guy on this, has had a little bit of trouble getting over this number. So let's go with our former Sixer, B-Ball Paul, to go under 11.5 rebounds and assists.
Yeah, it's also expecting a lot from a guy in terms of assists, which really adds to the number. His rebounds were at like 8.5, so you're expecting 3.5 assists or so from a guy when Cade Cunningham's going to have the ball in his hands the entire time. I think it's kind of interesting. And not to mention for the rebounds, the Knicks have been good against him in the past, but you have Cat, you still have Robinson, you have size, you can help prevent rebounding from center, rebounds from center. So I like the under there too. I understand the usage will go up for a B-ball here, but I do think it's a bit inflated for the prop. So I agree with you kind of selling high on this number. So moving on to my last play, I'm going to fade a guy who I think stinks. Former Knick, I'm going to fade Precious Achiuwa. I'm going to take his under 5.5 rebounds at -114.
Yeah, can confirm he stinks.
I think he's been really bad for a long time. But either way, he has had less than 6 rebounds in 6 straight games without Sabonis in the lineup. So you might be thinking Sabonis now out for the season. Maybe he'll get more usage. Not really. He's gone under in 6 straight when Sabonis doesn't play. So even though the Kings are going full tank mode, it doesn't matter. They still have Reichel. They still have Caldwell. They have other big men who are better than Achiuwa. Achiuwa's minutes have also been awful lately. He's played less than 17 minutes in 5 of the last 6 games. Do you know how bad you have to be to have your minutes reduced when your team's lost 14 straight games? That means your team that means you have to be really bad to not even crack the rotation,
really bad. Yeah,
or get limited usage there. I don't think he's very good. I think the usage speaks for itself, and the lack of playing time on a tanking team tells me all I really need to know. Give me Achiuwa under 5.5 rebounds at -114.
He stinks. I had him. I was very close to betting his under 12.5 points and rebounds. So same angle. I agree with it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I see Slimmer mentioning Raptors legend. I'll put it this way.
He's a Raptors legend.
He was better on Toronto than the Knicks, but I never thought he was very good on either team. So there you go. And now he's on the Kings kind of wasting away. But yeah, my thoughts on Achiuwa are pretty simple. And the playing time's going down, whether or not Sabonis plays or not. And of course, he's now out for the season. I don't really care. Anyway, I'm moving on to miscellaneous. Anything else you really like for the card?
I might put some out on the babies account, but I don't really have anything that I'm like kind of chomping at.
Any early spring training action?
No, but you guys can all go to Handygraphs and you're going to want to jump onto that. So let's see. There's the anyway, there are we're gonna start having spring training stuff in there. I was actually just looking at a 30-30-30 home run parlay that I was going to give out here for our people.
You sent me that last night.
I did send it to you last night, but now I'm thinking about a tweak in it that I might want to change. And that tweak is might dump Wyatt out of that.
Okay. Is that based on just an overall bad projection, or you're just afraid of injury?
I don't like that guy. I don't like that team.
Okay.
And so he's maybe in there. I'm just trying to see if I can get a better odds on one other guy. I really wanted Zach Neto in this, but I'm not going to. This is really just a fan.
That's the only thing he does is hit home runs on that team.
Yeah, and score runs. Maybe I'll be really upset if it hits, if all of that stuff hits after we took a guy out. So I should take the one that I gave you and just do it. All right. You guys are getting a 30 bomb parlay from us. It is Ronald Acuna, 30 home runs plus 104. Wyatt Langford, 30 home runs plus 196. Colson Montgomery, 30 home runs plus 196. That is 16 plus 1687. So 17-1 is a season long prop. I'm going to take it. I'm going to sprinkle a little Look at that. $50 to win 843. I think we could do that.
Yeah, that's solid.
That's actually really solid.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're gonna do probably next week. We'll do a
season-long player.
Season-long, and we discovered that Underdog has season-long props, so I've been very excited about this.
Yeah. So we're gonna make some season-long entries and go from there and all that fun stuff. But anyway, I'll look at some miscellaneous stuff since I'm the basketball guy here. I'll go for Trey Murphy over 3.5 assists at -128. That game is tomorrow. The game is not today, but we have no NBA show tomorrow for props, so why not? I think this number is pretty low.
We do. Why wouldn't we have an NBA show tomorrow?
Because you didn't tell me we were going to do one tomorrow.
I don't know. So. Usually we do 2 shows a week. You want to do a show?
We're supposed to do the season-long episode this week, and we moved.
Oh, that's right. Well, why don't we do? Well, first of all, we'll do season-long next week.
No, I know. I'm not worried about the season-long. The point is, we just didn't have it scheduled for tomorrow.
Do you want to do it tomorrow? No, not season-long. You want to do the NBA? Tomorrow.
No, I know what you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see. But
okay. You just don't want it. If you don't want it, you don't want it.
Not really. I don't really want to do it tomorrow. But either way,
fine. Regular scheduled programming next week.
Yeah, that's fine. But either way, Trey Murphy's had at least 4 assists in 5 straight. You're looking at Milwaukee, who is, once again, not exactly a great defensive team, especially with Giannis being out of the lineup. And against Milwaukee about 2 weeks ago, he had 6 assists on 11 potential. I'll go for Trey Murphy over 3.5 assists at -128. A reminder, though, that game is tomorrow. That game is not today. Same game for tomorrow. I didn't mind Miles Turner over 5.5 rebounds at around even money. Pelicans allowing the most rebounds per game to opposing centers, and Turner's been quite good against the Pelicans in his career. He's gone over 5.5 rebounds in 8 of the 10 meetings. So I think that 5.5 at even money is pretty appealing, even though I really can't stand Miles Turner. Anyway, anything else you want to mention for miscellaneous, or just move on?
No, just move on. I'm going to kind of dig in a little bit more after we finish this, but I think the 3 things that I have, I've B-ball Paul under 11.5 rebounds and assists. Derek Queen under 11.5 rebounds and assists. That's tomorrow. And so then what else did I take? I took, didn't I take Keyshawn George?
Yeah, Keyshawn George.
Took Keyshawn George under 8.5 rebounds and assists. And then I took, what's his name? Who also is not
Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, but he's not showing up. Hold on, because I took him on Novig. So let me just find him. Oh, Jalen Johnson. Yeah, over 42.5 PRA.
Yep. I'll throw in one more miscellaneous because that was for a couple of plays for tomorrow. For today, I'll go D-Gen. Give me Jay Huff, the center for the Pacers, under 1.5 assists at -110. He's gone under this quite regularly. In fact, he has gone under this number in, just pulling up the stats right here, 12 of the last 17 games. So, what is that? 13 of the last, no, it's okay. 12 of the last 15 games, he's gone under this number. So, good hit rate. You're looking at a guy who really never has the ball enough to actually pass. He's only there for pick and pop threes. So, and you're looking at Nembhard, who should have the ball a lot. I know Siakam's not playing. But either way, with the hit rate and with his numbers against the Wizards, for reference, he has gone under 1.5 assists in 3 of the last 4 head-to-head. Give me Jay Huff under 1.5 assists at -110 as another bonus play. Anyway, it's going to wrap it up for the props that we have for the card. Time to move on into the best bets. Before we get into best bets, though, reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, which is Underdog Fantasy. So if you want to check out Underdog, they have you covered with pick'em entries for every single sport. You can get in on the action. Went up to 5,000 times your entry. And a reminder, they have an offer to customers. Play just $5, $75 bonus funds. You sign up the promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. They've been on a heater in the NBA and college. College has been great.
College has been great, dude.
We've been taking their totals, and it's been cooking. So that's been very good to us. But either way, if you want to check out models, you can do it in a couple of ways. Build your own. You can use the leaderboard system or let Rhythm's house model give you plays directly. If you want to go premium, use the code SGPN25. We download the app for a nice quarter first month. That is Rhythm, RATHMM, code SGPN25 for 25% off your first month at Rhythm. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finished going through our props for the NBA card on Thursday. Time to move on into the best bets. Adam, what is going to be your best bet for the show?
Well, hang on. You had a Bub Carrington play, right?
Yes, I Carrington over 9.5 points. -1.
Okay, well, Rhythm likes his over 14.5 points and assists.
Okay, either way.
So I might just might be tailing that and having some fun with it.
That was my last second fill-in play because I forgot that the Bucks play tomorrow.
By the way, if you're using Rhythm, it's really good with Kalshi, also a show sponsor, because you can basically see what's the win chance versus their
and pricing, all that stuff. Yeah. So
it's all that stuff. Ooh, Aaron Nesmith over 22.5 PRA. They like against.
We can save some of this for the underdog entry, but what's your best bet for the show?
My best bet for the show is it's the play for tomorrow. It's tomorrow's Dairy Queen. No, it's I kind of like Jalen Johnson to cook against this Sixers team.
Okay, and that number was what, 42.5?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to go with Achua. I'll give me the under 5.5 rebounds at -114. Sabonis out for the season, and once again, he has gone under this number in 6 straight without Sabonis, so doesn't really matter too much to me. I think he stinks. He's played less than 17 minutes in 5 of the last 6 games. A reminder, the Kings have not won a game in about a month, and he's barely playing. So I do think the lack of overall playing time should contribute to the under streak continuing. Give me Achua under 5.5 rebounds at -114 as my best bet. Moving on to underdog. So do you want to go with the Carrington PA? Because that was mentioned on Rhythm and it overlaps with my play. Or do you want to just go for the points?
Let me pull it up.
Okay. Because I was just thinking points, but your call.
Hang on. My underdog logged me out.
Okay.
Log in. We're in.
Okay.
Okay, Carrington.
Yep. Do you want to go for the points? Yeah, it's a pretty low number at 9.5.
9, yeah, let's do that.
Okay, we'll go with the higher on that.
Bub points.
Okay.
Nesmith. Over PRA.
24.5, I think.
Yeah, 22.5.
22.5. I'm fine with that.
And then we both hate Precious, right?
Yeah.
So
if you want to, I know that you were going to do the PR. We can do that instead if you want to do that.
Is he even in here?
He should be. He's playing. If he's not, then even underdog doesn't want him. So
yeah, he's not even on here.
Okay, so then I guess we're not going to do him. Any other things that we talked about? Do you want to just do Jalen Johnson rebounds?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go with the 10.5 on that. And there we go.
Hang on. I don't even see it.
Jalen Johnson?
No, I don't see his rebounds. Isn't I'm looking points in the first 5. Yeah, they don't have his rebounds.
That's very interesting.
They have a double-double.
What's that at?
0.63.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. We don't want this. No, yeah, that part's not on here. What about
Okay, you know what? I'm going to consult Rhythm, and we'll just go from there.
Yeah, what is Rhythm like?
All right, so looking at Rhythm quickly, one other option they like for an entry. You mentioned Nesmith before. We already have that. Bub, we already have. They like Devin Booker lower 35.5 PRA.
I love fading Devin Booker.
So we'll go with that. We'll go with Devin Booker lower 35.5 PRA.
Okay, cool. Aaron Nesmith higher 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Bub Carrington higher 9.5 points. Devin Booker lower 35.5 points, rebounds, assists. 6 times multiplier, and then I used a 50% NBA profit boost to make it 8.5. So we have $50 to allegedly win us $425.
Cool. That's going to wrap it up for the show. Adam, before we officially end it, though, can you just recap your 3 plays?
Yeah, they are Jalen Johnson. They're Jalen Johnson over 42.5 PRA, Paul Reed under 11.5 rebounds and assists, and I'd given out Derek Queen RA under. Do you want me to pivot to that's for tomorrow though? So
you can still read it off. It's fine.
Yeah, Derek Queen under 11.5 RA.
Cool. And for my 3 plays, Jalen Johnson over 10.5 rebounds -109, Bub Carrington over 9.5 points -120, and Precious Achua under 5.5 rebounds at -114. Anyway, it's going to wrap it up for the show. Back once again next week, regular schedule. We have NBA. We will be doing an MLB Futures episode for some player props, so check that out. And a reminder, the MLB Gambling Podcast did officially get underway for the upcoming season yesterday. as Mal and Dylan recorded the NL East episode. So we're doing division previews. There should be another one that I will be doing with Alante on Friday. Anyway, till next time, you can find me on Twitter, Reichel Radio. Find him on Twitter at Rosenberg. Support the Propcast on Twitter at the Propcast SGPN. Follow the podcast on Spotify or Apple. Find it on YouTube as well. Like and subscribe. And also you can check it out on the SGPN app. Till next time, good luck to all of you and all